All right, guys, got some breaking news for you. The Middle East is officially on fire. It is a disaster. So, as you all know, Israel has been repeatedly bombing Lebanon. They're also either doing right now or are about to do a ground invasion of Lebanon. They have like 30,000 troops built up and ready to go in retaliation for Israel's bombing of both Gaza and Lebanon. Now we have reports, this is according to the IDF at the moment, but as time goes by, we'll know more. We have reports that Iran has allegedly launched ballistic missiles against Israel. Again, this is very early. I'm coming to you like as soon as I saw this news. We also have some sort of an attack on the ground from seemingly a small group in Tel Aviv where people are being attacked. It looks like Netanyahu has already fled Israel, according to some reports. So it looks like exactly what we predicted would happen is happening. I warned you guys that the October surprise this year was going to be Netanyahu and Israel launching a more direct attack on Lebanon or Iran or both. Apparently, the September surprise was Israel launching an all-out war on Lebanon. And now it's October 1st, and the October surprise is Israel and Iran going to war. So apparently the reaction with these Iranian attacks now on Israel is saying, we're going to go after all of your nuclear facilities and all of your oil reserves. I should also point out that Yemen as well, the port of Hodeidah was bombed. They get like 80% of their goods and their food through the port of Hodeidah. So you're going to have, more people starving, not having basic goods. But now we also learned that the 3 power plants in the Houthi-controlled regions of Yemen have been bombed. So now you have, Lord only knows how many hundreds of thousands or millions of people without basic electricity. Who knows how long it's going to take for them to get that back. Israel did this, of course, with zero concern for Yemeni civilians and what they would have to go through, because functionally, they don't care about Yemeni civilians. They don't care about Lebanese civilians. They don't care about Palestinian civilians, as they've made crystal clear with their killing of 48,000 Palestinians in Gaza and their bombing of hospitals and schools and UN buildings and all sorts of infrastructure and wiping out 70% of the buildings in Gaza. So here we are, man. This is exactly what we warned would happen. It is happening. Of course, we've all made the moral and the ethical case to the Biden administration that, hey, massacring innocent women and children with U.S. weapons from our top ally is a bad thing, and you should stop it. But even if I can't get you to care about the morality angle of it, just from a political angle, you should care. Because Netanyahu is trying to rat fuck the Democrats and make it so that Trump wins. And then he knows when Trump's in there, he'll get even more of what he wants. In fact, Trump is going to let Israel officially annex the entire West Bank and go even further, right? So we know that that's what Netanyahu wants. That's what Trump is going to give him. And he's trying to make it so Trump gets back in office by having the U.S. do a war on their behalf against Iran right now. So this is the goal. There's already like 30,000 or 40,000 U.S. troops in the region. And Biden has promised if a broader war breaks out, we are going to fight on the side of Israel. So this is absolutely the neocon wet dream. Now, I also want to point this out for you guys. This is really interesting. So Politico is reporting this. Listen, 6 Israeli and U.S. officials tell Politico that the White House encouraged Israel to invade Lebanon, that they had to be quiet about it for PR purposes, and that this sparked opposition from within the Pentagon, state, and intel agencies. In other words, the Biden administration was effectively overriding, ready for this, the deep state, who in this instance were on the proper side, and they said, fuck it, give Israel the green light. Let them invade Lebanon and we'll back them. And then we'll do the PR bullshit like we've been doing with Gaza, where we wag our finger and say, we disagree, we don't like this. But behind the scenes, it's a complete green light. And you literally have, I want to repeat this because it's incredible, the Pentagon and state and intelligence agencies, so like the CIA, were like, what are you doing? Do you not understand the consequences of this? Do you not understand how out of hand this can get, how out of control this can get? And now here we are. So to reiterate, Israel has bombed the main port in Yemen. They've bombed power plants in Yemen. They've made it so that Civilians now have no power. There's going to be a lack of food and basic necessities in Yemen. Absolute disaster. They couldn't care less. They want this to be the case. They've now repeatedly bombed Lebanon. 13 residential buildings, according to some reports, were bombed in Lebanon just last night. 13 residential buildings. Like I said, they're building up tens of thousands of troops on the border to invade Lebanon properly. So it looks like ground war as well. By the way, they say it's a limited incursion. They're going to do a limited incursion. Anybody who refers to it as a limited incursion, just know they're not a journalist. They're not a reporter. They're a propagandist. This is, by the way, this is what Putin said about his invasion of Ukraine and his war against Ukraine early on. He said, bro, we're just doing like a special military exercise or something. Total propaganda bullshit language, total 1984 Orwellian garbage. We can see through it and call it out when it's Putin because he's our enemy, but when it's our ally, the media goes along with it, right? This is an invasion, a war on a sovereign nation. And they've already killed, by the way, over 1,000 civilians in Lebanon, and that number is going to go up and up and up. And amidst all this, they're still killing massive numbers of innocent people in Gaza. I just saw earlier today, Dropsite News was reporting on a whole bunch of civilians being killed, including kids, including babies. They have videos of it. They have pictures of it. And this is happening at the exact same time that Israel is escalating with Lebanon. So now, if the reports are accurate, you have Iran firing back at Israel, ballistic missiles. We will have to see if this is the same kind of attack that we saw previously from Iran, which is what I would call a face-saving attack. It was like a virtue signal attack. They gave forewarning and they fired it in a place where they knew nobody would really get hurt. And they were like, see, we are standing up to Israel. That's what we're doing. We'll have to see if it's one of those attacks or if it's a real attack. And then hold your breath, y'all, because the real thing to look out for is what the hell is the response going to be from Netanyahu and Joe Biden? Are we already too far gone? Is the genie too far out of the bottle? Are we now set up for a colossal, disastrous, disgusting, huge war in the Middle East with Iran, which will have so many consequences, so many lives would be absolutely destroyed, both in Lebanon, in Gaza, in Iran. Like I said, there's an attack on the ground right now, according to some reports, in Tel Aviv. There's no way this ends well. There's no way this ends well. All Biden had to do was pull the leash of Israel and say, enough, enough. Did you get the nihilistic murder spree out of your system? But at no point could he do it. At no point did he want to do it. And now here we are. War with Iran, war with Lebanon. I wish there was some way I could tell you there's a silver lining and maybe they'll find a way to slam on the brakes and change direction. But this is Netanyahu's wet dream. This is what he's wanted for the longest time. It all goes back to when he testified in front of Congress and he said, the war in Iraq is going to be lovely and it's going to bring puppies and rainbows to everybody and free the entire Middle East. It'll have positive reverberations throughout the region. He's always wanted war with Iran. It looks like now he's going to get it. And God knows how many lives are going to be ruined and how disastrous this is going to be for so many people. We did not have to be here, guys. We did not have to be here. But we are. Obviously, tune into the show tomorrow. I'll give you guys a whole bunch of updates. We also have the VP debate tonight. So we're breaking down the VP debate and giving you updates on the Middle East. But this is as bad as it gets, is what I have to say.